welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. As welcome to family, we chose this one. This is episode 443, Duel from 1971 or 1972, depending, I guess, on which version you're watching. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too, and this episode is brought to you by LS Fabrication Limited. That was established in February 2018 by longtime friends Chris Hauser and Chris Lang. Check them out for all of your custom truck fabrication parts.
Well, shout out to, I just wrote it down, LS Fabrication Limited, and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. With us tonight to talk about a movie by a director named Steven Spielberg. Have you heard of him? I think he's going places. We have a man who's just worried about his snakes, Mark Hofmeyer. Hello, Mark.
It's funny you said that because I recorded an episode earlier today about Anaconda 2025 for Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. We had a long conversation about snakes and how I worked on a documentary in college about them and how I learned how to catch pythons in Florida. So it's just...
That sounds like a Mark story. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that off the rip. It sounds like you said that and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That would be something you did.
Pretty much all my roommates had nicknames too, which I realized, like Diesel and like Johnny Party and Tweak and Leap and Yosh. Like, there's like early 2000s when I think everyone was like a WWE character.
Mark, I love you. I think I never want to meet anybody in your life at any point. Like, I feel like the people, the world that you touch is the world that I don't want to touch. Like, I appreciate the stories you have. The same way with Joe. Like, Joe was telling me stories when I was, like, I met a friend of a friend, kind of, right? And, like, I'm glad that you guys have those stories, but I'm afraid of people with those nicknames just without even meeting them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a couple of them got arrested for trying to get rid of, like, fake money. And then another one I actually had to take him to like a facility because he stopped taking his meds and his phone got crazy and he was just talking on the phone with no one there. And I called his parents and were like, you deal with it. So I found him and had to drive him to a place and he's doing great now. One of them became my roommate, stole a bunch of my stuff, didn't pay rent for 2 months and then took off. So I had to take care of that. And apparently the house I was living in for a year, no one knew it. And so
no one knew you were there?
Well, so the rental company thought someone else was in there. And we just sort of like, the guy was like, hey man, you're in. And so they never knew that like it switched hands. And so like I was just like, I paid $240 a month for rent. It was great. And then I learned about that and I had to pay the back end and they were cool. Like then I stayed there another year. So are you saying that like you were paying $240 a month for rent? Could you have been paying $0 and nobody would have known? No, because money was coming in, but like we didn't go in there and like take over. Like they just sort of like we just moved in and then they had no idea who we were. And when I walked in there, I was like, yeah, Leap. They're like, who's Leap? I'm like, what? I was like, he said he comes here every month. They're like, well, he hasn't been here in a while. I'm like, what? So yeah, that was my life. But I will say my job catching pythons, learning how to catch pythons in the Everglades got me a job on Duel Survival and I had to deal with like dead alligators and snakes there. So that was like Duel. And we're talking about Duel today. It's all fate. Duel. It's all fate. It's all fate. It's working together. I mean, spelled differently, but yeah, that was another job I did in the Everglades.
So this Duel.
You do not want to hang out with the college people, by the way, Joey. You would, early 2000s were a rough place. Especially
I lived
when
a lot of life.
Players Club. We were in the Players Club, and I was a sophomore living with seniors. It was crazy.
Especially if it was early 2000s. I'm in middle school, so I don't think I want to be hanging out with those people anyway when I'm in middle school.
I mean, unless you were like Sheldon, like a smart kid who went to college. Sheldon? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you're just living with us like keggers.
A business commuter is pursued and terrorized by the malevolent driver of a massive tractor trailer, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Richard Matheson, who did Twilight Zone stuff. He also wrote Jaws 3. He also wrote I Am Legend. Produced by George Eckstein, who did nothing else of note. Shot by Jack A. Marta, who did nothing else of note. Budget of $450,000. Did not make money at the box office on its initial run, at least, because, Joe, did you know it was originally a TV movie?
No, I didn't. That's pretty cool. What channel?
So it was originally shown as the ABC Movie of the Week. 18th highest rated television movie of the year with a Nielsen rating of 20.9 and an audience share of 33%. So, okay. So just to keep in mind how crazy 1971 is, it was the 18th highest rated TV movie of the year, and 1/3 of all people who were watching TV at that time were watching this movie. And it was still the 18th best. Like 17 things did better. And now if I think like the Super Bowl gets like a 33 share, but like I don't think anything else does. Like the fact that like 1/3 of the country watched Duel and still 17 things did better is bananas.
No cable. So it kind of
Right.
makes sense, but still crazy.
Apparently, at a party thrown by Uncle Francis Ford Coppola, shout out to Uncle Francis's wine cellar, George Lucas was hanging out, wandered away, saw this on TV, and then was like, oh, we need to watch this. And he leapt out of his seat during the first commercial, ran downstairs. He's like, Francis, you got to watch this movie. This guy's really good. That feels like maybe bullshit, like maybe like a thing that he wanted to have happen, but maybe, supposedly.
I was there.
You were there in 1971?
Lucas was like, bro, I was like working on some hummus and like a sweet cab.
There was no hummus. There was no cable. There was no hummus.
And like, we were just kind of munching, chatting, talking about, things and zoetrope and all that. This hairy man I never met before ran downstairs like, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all come upstairs. Why is he Southern? I don't know. Like, you should come upstairs and watch this movie. And we're like, all right, cool. So I grabbed a Pinot and the rest is history.
I do like that hairy man also sounds like David Mann, who is the star of this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true. Good point.
Commuter, hairy man. So the original TV movie was 74 minutes. It was not long enough to be in theaters. So Universal called Spielberg back, shot extra scenes to make it a 90-minute movie. This was the railroad crossing the school bus, which feels long in retrospect, and where he phones his wife, and the opening scene where the car backs out of the garage and drives through the city. So they're like, the 74-minute movie is real tight and real, I guess, like,
for TV,
no fat.
Right. Yeah.
I will say that while I was watching this, I bought this on Blu-ray, and then I canceled the order and I bought it on 4K because the 4K comes with the original TV cut, which I've never seen. Because I watched this movie forever ago, and I was like, "Is it on the Blu-ray?" And it's not. So like, I'd rather pay an extra $10 and have the other one because I want to see like a thing with like no extra scenes. What is it?
I could skip the bus scene. I could skip the pushing scene. Get rid of those.
Yeah.
Chew the fat.
I do
that's
like
true.
the phone call, though. I like the phone call because I like there's some really cool Spielberg stuff in there, like the shot of the washing machine, which we'll get to. 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, 84 by the audience. Duel makes brilliant use of its simple premise, serving up rock-solid genre thrills while heralding the arrival of a generational talent behind the lens. There are 2 crazy credits.
Okay, what are they?
Number 1, this is obvious. A scene plays out over the credits where David Mann, or Mark said, hairy man, sits on the edge of the cliff throwing stones, 19 up, 1 down, just like, hey, there's an extra scene at the end there. And then number 2, I don't know if this is misspelled in IMDb. I don't remember seeing it in the credits, but the man with the sandwich, the guy who like gets into the fight at the diner, is referred to as Hoagie Man, Hoagy. So not Hoagie, 18 up, 1 down. Somebody's like, that's a pretty crazy credit.
That one is close to a real crazy credit as we've ever gotten. So I respect this person for saying that.
I guess so.
This movie, I know how to spell rye now because of this movie.
Okay. This movie made me feel very dumb because I Googled, when did rye bread start? Because I was like, did it come out in like 1970? And they're like, we don't know what rye is. Either of you want to guess when rye bread, like the first rye bread that was ever made?
Oh, it was like forever ago. There's always been rye bread.
634.
400 BC. So, yeah. So the fact that he's like, I want rye, RYE, it's like, yeah, I think we know. Like, she's a diner waitress. Like, they deal in rye. Like, that's their main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waitress wasn't happy with him.
But I feel like sometimes you Google things and you're like, am I dumb? And it's like, oh no, I am dumb. But like, this movie made me feel dumb because it's, you know what I mean? It's just like,
yes.
I'm not out here thinking like, when did rye, like I felt dumb when I was saying to you, Joe, about like the broccoli family. Like broccoli was not, like broccoli's a natural thing, but like whatever, but like this, I'm like, was rye new? No, rye's been around for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
I have a very important question for you two.
Oh shoot, go ahead.
Which character from the Fast and Furious would do best in this situation? But I have a list. Okay, you ready for this?
Okay, it's a multiple choice.
Well, 5 characters, and I want you to rank them.
Okay.
Nikki Griffin from Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
And this is 1971. Her character, no cell phones. She's just behind the wheel.
That is the girlfriend. That is Clay's girlfriend in the opening.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Bowie, from Pete Davidson from Fast 10 or Fast 10 Your Seatbelts.
Okay.
So he's in there. Is it Bowie? Yeah, it's Bowie.
And then I've never seen anywhere near a car. Yes. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. And then Agent Dunn from Too Fast, Too Furious. Not an agent, just the dude. Like, he doesn't have a gun on him, right? You have all the stuff that David Mann has.
He also thinks that pizza places make engines. So, okay.
They are manned with what David Mann had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next, Victor Locke, Eddie Marson from Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
And then race caller Rita Ora from Fast and Furious 6. How would you like? So which one is best, 5 is worst?
Dunn is best because although he might not know about cars, he's at least an agent. So I would assume he has some kind of driving training and like presumably can drive a car. The other ones, we don't even know if some of them can drive, right?
Right. Okay, I'm going to take a step back from the question to answer the question in a different way. I watched this movie when I was like right out of college, or when I was in college or whatever, when I was watching like every movie that's ever been made, because I'm like, oh, Spielberg's first, like this is his first like full-length movie or whatever. And I remember liking it, but I didn't love it. And like I really, really liked it now. And I think it's because I feel like at this point in my life, this happening feels more realistic than any other point in my life, both based on like how I react to things, but also just like everyone else in the world seems fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think Nikki Griffin, to go back to the question, Nikki Griffin as a high school girl isn't in the right headspace for this. So I think she's the worst.
Yeah, gotcha.
No, I vote Pete Davidson the worst because he is on drugs and
True.
we never see him near a car. So I think the drug paranoia compiled with real paranoia would shoot me right off the edge of the cliff.
Well, here's a question for you then. Okay, hold on. Do you, Mark, are you trying to say like who could get the truck to fall off the cliff at the edge or just like survive this? Because if Pete Davidson's high, he's not behind the wheel at all. Like he might be fine. He might be the best.
He's driving.
I presumed everybody was driving.
Yeah,
right?
he's driving. He's like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'll be all right.
Okay, so then he would be worst. I think Nikki Griffin's 4. We could do like I love Rita Ora. I do not think this is where she's gonna shine.
Yeah, I'd give her like a mid-tier. I would give her 3 or 4.
And then I think we could do Locke 2 and Agent Dunn 1, probably.
Yeah.
Locke freaks out though. He's a skittish fella. So I don't know how good he would do. I think he would fall
still an
apart.
agent. Like you still have dealt with some shit, right? Like I don't think that like the teenage, like a high school girl, she's gonna get freaked. She's gonna pull over and call her dad for sure.
So Eddie Marsan is the guy who like he's the scientist, right?
Yeah, he's a Russian scientist. Yeah, who burns everybody. But he's kind of squirrely. I would take Aura second and then Dunn first because I think Eddie's kind of squirrely. Or Vic Locke. I don't know. He'd be like, "What's going on here?" in a Russian accent, and then crash.
The credit I will give Rita Ora, I feel like she would maybe make a music video that would like recreate this, like where she's behind the wheel of a thing. You know what I mean? Like she might just have the alternate reality. She is a pop idol, pop icon, driving skills from that world. Maybe.
I also think that a scientist, as someone who deals with a lot of scientists, would probably be too aloof to notice that they were even being chased by this truck for a while. So I don't know if that's a positive or negative here.
That's the thing that drove me crazy in this movie is like this guy has been chased by a truck and he's like at a fucking train stop and he's like looking at his watch. It's like, guy, look at the rear view. Like why are you not looking at the rear view all the time?
Reshoot. Yeah.
I know.
But okay, do you guys happy with that ranking?
I think so. I think
Dunn 1,
Dunn,
Rita 2, Marsan 3.
I'd flip them, but sure.
Yeah.
You think Russian scientist is going to be better than Rita Ora?
Yeah.
Rita Ora is like she's at least hanging out at a party. You know what I mean? Like she.
But she's English and they have really good public transit systems, so I don't necessarily trust her driving.
Okay, fair.
She's probably on the tube all the time, right?
Yeah.
The Russians drive. The Russians have cars. They drive.
I will still put her second, but we can have them 2 and 3, and then Nikki Griffin 4, Pete Davidson 5.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
That's my list.
You know what I love about this movie, guys? He shot it. He was supposed to have 10 days to shoot it. And they wanted him to shoot it all in studios, but he's like, nah. He's like, I'm going to go on location. So the production designer and DP were like, listen, son, you can't do that. You got to shoot on studio. He's like, give me 3 days. I'm like, okay, you have 3 days to shoot this on location. If it doesn't work, we're going to the studio. And then like everything he did was smart in this movie. Like he got it shot. So they shot it for 10. They had 3 days for reshoots. And then so 13 days total. And like everyone fell in love with him on it. Like he had an entire map in his room. He would put 5 cameras on each side over a course of a mile and just have the characters drive back and forth to get extra footage. Like everything he did is like film school 101 on this. Like the truck, he had the truck going against cliffs to make the truck look faster. He had the lines on the road to show speed, even though it was probably going 25 miles an hour. Like everything he did was just smart. And it was like, hey, I'm a young kid, but I feel like he went into this with such a like well executed, like intelligent manner. And I loved listening to how this got made. It was just so interesting, everything he did and like what he planned for. And this movie only had a couple weeks to get edited. It had 3+ weeks to edit. You know, you have an experimental score, the thing's roaring, the truck's roaring when it falls down a hill.
So loud. Yeah.
I just love everything that he did. And I think the most important thing was he started with a good script. Like, I think this script is so tight and good and like simple, and it's hard to mess up. And so he found a good script and he made a good movie and had some good collaborators. So I thought, I don't know, it's just fun knowing that he sort of had the juice with his first film, but I think he did it. He had the juice because he just made smart producing decisions. So it wasn't like a creative genius being like, I envision this. Like, he made smart tactical decisions like a general. And I think
how old was he?
That.
Do you know? Do you have a gauge of like how old he was when he made this?
He's got to be like 26 probably.
So this was
That's
70.
insane,
so this
dude.
was at 71.
He was born in 46, so he would have been 24.
That's bananas. I'm just, to Mark's point with like the planning and the logistics of it, like that's a crazy thing to have.
I mean, what's
a
crazy
grasp
that he
of.
does this at 24, he does Jaws at 28. Like, either or is bananas. Joe, had you seen this movie before or no?
No, never seen this movie before. Never really even heard of it, to be honest with you. This was my first time watching it.
What did you think of it?
Loved it. This movie's fucking great. I really, really, really enjoyed this. This movie rocks. Like you said, it's really tight. My qualms about the French Connection not being as much of a car chase as I wanted it to be is solved here by this being all car chase the entire time. And yeah, it looks great. Like you don't have a ton of characters, not a lot of fluff. Like, it's just moving. It's great.
I know that Rachel was not happy with the sound of the truck horn.
Well, it's an old movie, so like they don't loudness flatten it, right? So like the horn is very loud and the talking is very soft. So I had them in talking volume for my deafness, and then the horn sound was at horn sound for an actual truck. So
I mean, plus they had like 3 weeks to edit this mix, and everything was ADR'd. Like that single take when he goes into a diner, they had to ADR all of that. So I think the mix wasn't. I don't know. You know, even it was 71 and also for TV. But yeah, I guess just it was tough. I mean, they've fixed it since then, but that's a tough thing to mix in 3 weeks with all the ADR.
My takeaway, other than I like this a lot more than I did when I was 20 or whatever.
I can see that. I can see that too. Just like as like if you watch this at 20, you're like, it's a movie. But like if like with some time from like a younger age, I can see you being like having a much deeper appreciation for it.
I think there's a thing where it's like the more movies you watch, like sometimes like the simpler movies get, the better they are.
Yes.
Which is weird, but it also makes perfect sense. My other big takeaway is that like almost this entire movie looks like the opening to Fast and Furious #4, where it's like they're in the quote unquote Dominican Republic, which I think they shot in California, but like all those like dusty, mountainous, like downgrades, right? Like it's just, this feels like they are stealing the tanker truck from the iguana.
They're chasing a fuel truck. It's flammable. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's the first thing that I saw when I thought about it too.
No iguana. Well, there could have been an iguana, but the iguana's dead now.
It's the snakes. There's reptiles.
Yeah.
There's already reptiles there.
I was really surprised to read that the shot of him calling his wife, because there's so much that goes on in that scene that's not in the original movie. Like the fact that like his wife is pissed at him because like she was like basically sexually assaulted at a party last night, he didn't stick up for her. She's like furious at him on the phone. There's the cool like shot through the washing machine door. Like there's so much going on in there that I feel like is like later era sort of, or you know, not even like crazy later, but like prime Spielberg, to have that be a reshoot is crazy to me. Like I can see adding the opening shot where it's like him driving with the radio, or you know, the school bus,
the car,
or whatever. Like,
using the car's perspective too was top tier. Like like coming out, starting with that is excellent.
So he used something from Bullet for that. Where is
the
this?
car? They used the picture car that they created for Bullet.
Yes.
That was able to get low angles and drive alongside. It was like, you know, if that cool car from Fast 6 had cameras on it.
the flip car?
Race car. Yeah.
They said that even though it seems like the truck is driving at crazy speeds, it's rarely going above 30 miles an hour. They used a specially made camera car from Bullet, which would lower the camera 6 inches off the ground. And because they were filming against cliffs and the upward angle of like the roads, it made it all seem like crazy and faster than it actually was.
For sure.
Like everything was safe. The only like the really craziest stunt here, other than sending the truck off the cliff, which there's a lot of writing about, they can only do that once because they can only afford to do that once. But the shot where the truck drives through the phone booth, that was the main actor there.
Mm-hmm.
which he did not get out of the way. Or Dennis Weaver, there was apparently a bunch of flags in the ground, and the truck driver was driving at him at a certain speed and knew that if he got to the final flag and he was still in the phone booth for whatever reason, like the door didn't open or whatever, he would swerve off. But because they had the flag set up, he's like, okay, this truck hits this at a certain point, I duck out. But like, that's all him, and that just seems crazy. So that is amazing.
Crazy.
Like the small things that they're able to do. And again, Mark, to your point, like just like having a vision, like, okay, we can do this once. We can't afford to have like a second phone booth, or like
only got 3 days to do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But like, they also use like 35 to 50 millimeter lenses, to longer lenses, to make it like, to give it the speed. And just like, that scene you talked about, the flags, Spielberg was talking about that. He's like, I had plenty of time, but the way we edited it and the way we shot it made it look closer with the perspective. So it's just this 24-year-old guy has this like almost like otherworldly understanding of how to get what he needs. I don't know. I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, I guess I'm applauding him for being smart, but when we watch as many movies as we do, so many movies don't do this. It's like, what are you thinking about in pre-pro? Like, what's the, like, what are the plans on this? So I just love that. Like, learning about this movie was just a highlight of my week, because I loved learning. I found interviews, I think I'm going to buy the 4K now just to see the cut. And man, it's just, it's almost like a film school. It makes me really happy. And I think one of the things that makes me happiest about movies is when people make smart decisions. And I'm not talking about the characters. I'm talking about the creators. And there's just so many smart decisions made for this. And like, that's where I find my joy as like a film teacher and someone who watches a lot of movies, when you're just like, that was a really smart filmmaking decision. And there's about 18 of them here, which makes me really happy. They got the lead character because he had watched Touch of Evil, and he played a real squirrely guy in that, Dennis Weaver, and he remembered that. And then they brought him in, and they had like halt the show that he was working on to be in this. It's like, just all the people, and like, some of the people that he's in. The lady at the Snake-O-Rama, she's in 1941, and then the old couple, they pop up in Close Encounters again. So like, he used them again. I don't know. It's such good filmmaking. It's annoying. It's like, I don't know. A 24-year-old guy is just like making these decisions, and it makes. But he said he wouldn't do it now because I think he was young and hungry, and you just got that energy to do it. Like,
I also feel like to his benefit back then, like if you're saying like he's basically fresh out of film school, like $40,000 to $50,000 in 1971 is about $3.5 million today. So like that's a lot of money. It's not like you can just like
money.
Whatever. But you can get that if you have like a real script or whatever. But I feel like being that young and hungry, it's like, okay, I was just like a broke college kid. I'm assuming, I don't know his backstory. Like, I had to make like student films with $0. Like, how could I do similar things? And I feel like when you're like the director of a $400 million Fast and Furious movie, I don't think your brain works the same way, where it's like, how can I make a movie for like, how do I make a movie for $4 million, which is like what it costs to have like Vin Diesel for like 2 days. You know what I mean? Like something like that, which is like a line, like a rounding error for his salary is like, oh no, you can make this entire movie for that.
But I think that's when you're hungry. Like, remember like Sam Raimi on Evil Dead, and I think you learn about some of these classics that came out of the 70s, 80s, where it's just like young guys making these like kind of like, even like out of Corman too. Like, you're just learning on the fly, but you also have to learn to make. I don't know. There's something thrilling about that kind of filmmaking to me. And like, Fast 10, I think, well, we can't really say what's like the Fast and you guys know what's the most expensive Fast and Furious movie that just had time to work. Like, I know 9 had the pandemic, 10 had the director change, 7 had Paul Walker. Like, what's the
It's like, probably 8 then.
Yeah, 8. Probably 8. It was like they had it together and money and time.
I would feel like the one that probably has the most money and like the most like creative freedom.
Actually, 8 is probably, you have Paul Walker die too, by the way.
So that's 7 to 8. Yeah, it's probably 6 then, because I feel like after the success of 5 and how well 5 is received, they're probably like, oh, like let's follow that up with something that's like real. Even if you read Barry's book, it feels like all of them are just like, well, let's just fucking wing it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like any of them really had like, okay, we have $300 million in a year and a half. Because it's always like, oh, you did this well, like we're going to move things up by 6 months because we want to hit this date. And just like, what? You can't do that. I don't know.
So did 8 have troubles? 8 seems like the safest, most boring one, kind of.
8 is the one, like, I think what Joe was saying is that like Paul Walker dies and like, what do we do now?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
that's my only thought. My thought is with
bring in Scott
losing one of
Eastwood.
your main, losing one of your main actors that was like gonna be in this, had to throw them some kind of loop, right? So
It's like 6 then. So I mean, actually turned
Probably
out really
6.
good. It's the most Fast and Furious of the Fast and Furious movies. So I guess that my theory doesn't work because that one's
Well, I
actually
think
like really good.
time plus talent minus pressure can be good. Like I was talking about with my friend Bob, who co-hosts Lottery Pod with me, because I was watching RoboCop and listening to a podcast about RoboCop, and they're talking about how like I think it was Orion Pictures in '87 was like so auteur friendly, and they were just like, "Hey, like you have a vision for a movie. Here's money. Like just go do your thing. Like we're not going to fuck with you." And it feels like that's how like A24 kind of used to be, how Annapurna used to be, and there's not really like Blumhouse used to be, and it feels like such an exciting thing for like a young filmmaker to be like, I just want like I have this vision. I know I can do this, which probably everybody
I need to
thinks
get it
that's not
out.
always true. Just let me do my thing, and like that's exciting, but like also that usually doesn't work. Like it usually like people aren't good. Like people like Spielberg is Spielberg for a reason, right? Or like
yes,
RoboCop is RoboCop because it's amazing. Like it's
Verhoeven.
every movie can't be RoboCop. Every movie can't be a Verhoeven movie. Every movie can't be a Spielberg movie.
Very important question. RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. Okay? Versus what are Spielberg's 3 best sci-fi movies? Jurassic Park, AI, and Minority Report? Is E.T. is E.T. fantasy? E.T. has aliens. That's not.
Well, we could do the new what's the new one coming out this year?
War of
where
the
Emily
Worlds.
Blunt's in it. I don't like World. I think it's fine. I wouldn't say that's a Spielberg thing, right? Like that's a remake of a thing.
So Minority
fair.
Report, Jurassic Park, and
It's got to be AI.
so which 3 would you take if you put them up against each other?
I mean, the Verhoeven ones are way more fun.
Yeah, I'm taking Verhoeven.
I do love Jurassic Park though, but I'm with you guys.
You know what I like about Verhoeven movies? You can watch them on levels. You can watch Starship Troopers and be like blood, boobs, brains, bugs. And then you could be like, wait, this is like fascist. Wait, why are they dressed like that? Wait, why did he cast the people? Wait, this is really smart. Wait, this is a comment on something. So, and like RoboCop too, you can watch all of his movies with like your lizard brain and totally enjoy it. Or you could sit there and be like, wait a second, this movie's saying something. But they're so like blended well together that it doesn't jar, like punch you in the face with anything because you're like, you can enjoy it on multiple levels. That's why I love a Verhoeven. It has nothing to do with Duel, and I don't care, but I
do feel like the genre you picked though to compare them, like if you give action or fantasy or adventure or like all those, like Spielberg has like a better 3 than like any other director.
Oh yeah. I set him up with that.
It's just that sci-fi, you know.
What's your favorite Spielberg chase? So I wrote down a bunch of chases from his movies.
Ooh.
And
Tell us them. What are they?
So, the E.T. bike chase where they're being chased and then they start flying over the cars. Then you have, Raiders where he's running from the boulder, or he's chasing after the Ark. Like I love that chase scene. In Temple of Doom, I love the minecart chase. Like that thing's beautiful.
Yep.
Jurassic Park, there's a T-Rex chase. Objects are closer in the mirror than they appear. Lost World.
Yep.
The T-Rex chases the people through the water and the waterfall. Catch Me If You Can is basically one big chase film because just trying to catch them. Chases them around the world. Minority Report, you have that awesome chase where he gets on like those cars that are vertical and he's jumping up and down on them. And he's also just outrunning Colin Farrell, which is in that great scene. Ready Player One has that opening race with like the DeLorean and King Kong T-Rex. Tintin has that awesome single take one where like they're like driving, they blow up the dam, the grenade launcher shoots backwards. There's like an eagle with papers, they're trying to catch it, and they're like splitting up and water and the dog and circus. Like it's just a beautiful chase. War of the Worlds when the stupid aliens think they can catch Tom Cruise. Last Crusade has the motorcycle chase. Jaws, they chase the shark or the shark chases them. In the terminal, he's trying to like catch a ride home. That doesn't work. Yeah. Like, what are your like favorite chases in a Spielberg? Because this dude
be the boulder. I think the boulder.
The boulder is a really good one.
But, and then he runs away from those people. Like they look somewhere, then he just runs, and then he's like, get. And then there's a snake in the plane. Yeah, that's a good scene.
Do either of you want to guess, Mark, you might know, what is, according to Letterbox popularity, Spielberg's most popular movie?
Jurassic Park.
I would guess Jurassic Park too. I'm with you, bud. That would be my guess.
I want to see if this is... Okay, so I don't know how they do
I forgot
it.
about Jaws. Crap.
So it's not. So Jurassic Park is more watched than the number one movie, but according to popularity, however it ranks it, Jurassic Park is 2, Jaws is 3.
Fablemans.
1 then.
Fablemans is 9.
E.T.
7.
E.T.
Saving Private Ryan.
5.
Catch Me If You Can.
Number 1.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
love Catch Me If You
Catch
Can.
Me If
That's
You
a great
Can-
movie.
It's like an ultimate dad movie.
Catch Me If You
So
Can
good,
has 3.2 million times logged. Jurassic Park 3.5 million. Jaws 2.6. Schindler's List 2. Saving Private Ryan 2.1. But they must factor in comments or rewatches or I don't know. But Catch Me If You Can is number 1. Then Raiders, E.T., Ready Player One, Fablemans, and then Last Crusade.
Catch Me If You Can doesn't have the weight because like people are like, oh, Jaws, like it's overrated, or all this, film boys love it. Like no one really says that about Catch Me If You Can. Everyone's just like, yeah, Catch Me If You Can is great. Christopher Walken's awesome. Like it doesn't have the weight of like film Twitter behind. Does that make like so? There's no.
Yes. It's not talked about enough either way. Yeah, it's just like, oh, that was good. Yeah, we like it.
And people aren't hating it. Like people aren't hating it. It's overrated, or they're not like angry at the fan base of it. They're just like, yeah, Catch Me If You Can rules. Like that's just one of those movies where you're like, yeah, it's a good picture. Like I love that.
Is
movie.
that in the running for like everyone's favorite movie that they would never say is their favorite movie? Like it's not actually people's favorite movie, but like the collective movie people like the most when people say it's not, you know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense?
No, yeah.
Like people say Jaws is their favorite movie, Jurassic Park's their favorite movie, Raiders is their favorite movie, E.T.'s their favorite movie. But like all of those people might have Catch Me If You Can as their number 2.
Well, I think it's the movie that when you get reminded of it, you're like, I love that movie. Like that's because it's funny. Joe 2 and I went through the entire list, and eventually we got to Catch Me If You Can. So yeah, I think that's one of those movies like, yo, oh yeah, I love that movie. Like that's like the ultimate yo, I love that movie.
I wonder if Margaret's seen that. I don't know if she's seen that or not. She will not watch E.T. though, and I don't know why. I hope
you ask her and she goes, yo, I love that movie.
I don't think she's seen it. Let me ask her right now.
Oh, please hope.
I'm curious to know. Wow.
But she will not watch E.T. and I'm just like, E.T.'s so good. She's like, I don't want to watch it.
She's scared of animated shit or what? Like the E.T.
I picture Joe 2 walking down a street now, just like Saturday Night Fever style, like John Travolta, just looking at people going, Catch Me If You Can. You're like, yo, I love that movie. Like you're stopped for pizza and like you get a pizza and you're like, Catch Me If You Can. Oh, it's a good movie. I haven't watched that in forever.
I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah.
Oh man, Christopher Walken's great in that movie. Tom Hanks is charming as heck. Isn't Jennifer Garner in that picture? Well, that's what man, that movie's got a great cast. And then you go Terminal, and then they go, nah.
No. Not the Terminal. It's
Martin
bad.
Sheen,
it's
isn't
just
it?
not,
What a movie. Jennifer Garner, Elizabeth Banks. Jeez Louise. Great cast.
I want to talk about the diner scene. So this movie is really... So it's kind of like Mad Max, and then there's like a big chase, and then there's another chase. And in the middle, there's like a little reprieve, right? Like there's not plot to this. It's just that the guy is like jockeying for position on a one-lane
We don't even know why he really
like
does this, right? Like,
nope.
It's the guy just starts fucking chasing.
We don't know
he's
who
like
it
gets
is.
into a road rage match with a trucker.
Yep. And so, but there's this like 20-minute chunk in the middle at a diner, and he's just like looking around, and like there's a lot of voiceover. And so Richard Matheson, who wrote the original short story after it. This is weird. Again, I who knows if this is true or not. He was inspired to write this short story after an encounter with a tailgating truck driver the day that JFK was assassinated. So like maybe people are on edge then and they're like just driving crazy. I don't know. But to me, like Spielberg liked him already because of the Twilight Zone thing, which to me, as he's looking around the diner and that voiceover in his head, I'm like, this is Twilight Zone, where he's like, am I crazy or is the world crazy? Like something is going on here. And to me, it felt very exciting where I can see 20-year-old me watching this 20 years ago, 18 years ago, whenever, and being like, this is boring. But here, just like, oh no, this is the movie. It's just like, what is he going to do? And then I feel like him accusing people, ordering aspirin from the waitress, and then also chasing after the truck outside are all crazier things than actually chasing someone in a truck. It's just like, this dude is unhinged.
Yeah, I thought that this was... I really thought that it was going to be a moment where we got like a twist in this movie, and it was going to be that he is crazy and that everyone else around him is fine, and he's just like kind of hallucinating that he's in this thing with this trucker. So I'm with you, because when he does that, I'm like, this guy might have fucking snapped.
He's just crazy.
And yeah, he's just crazy. Like, in everything you're to say to people and cops and everybody around you, they're just going to say, like, you sound nuts, right?
And the short order cook's even like, he's sick, leave him alone. He's sick, leave him alone. And it's just like, I guess, but like also, dude, just nuts.
You know what, though? You're just on the road, and people get so pissed on the road. So imagine if this guy who just does his daily life, he doesn't stick up for his wife, which I don't know if is necessary in all the radio commentary and all that. But he's just driving along, kind of doing his thing. Never really had this situation. So if this person's chasing him and he just crashed into a fence and he's like freaking out, most people don't know how to deal with that kind of stress. Like, they aren't built for that. And I don't know, I guess I bring this up a lot, but I've just seen a lot of fights. I've seen a lot of like people losing their temper, and like, it's always ugly, and people never, I don't think people ever plan on how stupid they look during the altercation, or just when they get so mad. Like, I think in this movie, I would give him a pass, because it's just, he has his life. He's going to go get this contract. He probably has a very boring life. He's just, I don't know. I feel like this would
He's got a briefcase with his name on it, though, man. Like, it's a pretty nice briefcase. He's got things going for him.
The house is nice, but I mean, he's also in a bubble. So I think he's out of his bubble now, and he doesn't fit in with these people, and he's just shook. Like, I don't know. He's just, I don't think these people had much sympathy for him either, because they didn't really know what was going on. So I know that he's freaking out, but like, I give him
it could be worse.
Yeah.
I think he could have had a worse showing in this situation. I agree.
And I just think it adds to the suspense anyway. Like, who is it? And I think Spielberg was like, I just can't drive. It was probably in the script. And he's like, I can't, you can't just drive around the whole time. So I think this one was, when he takes the nap and he falls asleep and he does certain things, like, that's all, as much as we want to talk about the real world. And I know this is a cheat code, but like, you're trying to get suspense from the audience. So he's clearly like milking things out, but it's still effective. And, he takes a good beating for it, which is nice.
I think, going back to what you're saying about Verhoeven, there's also stuff here that if you want to read into it, like, his last name is Mann, he's driving a Valiant. Like, there are things in his life that are defining like who he is and what he does. But it's also like, I don't know, it's just a guy who like has a job and like doesn't want to deal with this shit, and like it ran into a crazy guy at the wrong time. Like, that's just what it is.
Have you ever watched people in a panic? They deal with things horrifyingly bad. Like, not many people can compartmentalize. Yep. So I mean, I think it just builds to that. You don't know who the driver is, and he's looking at all the different people. Then they're looking at him, which makes it even more suspenseful. Like, who's this weirdo? So I don't know. I think it was a successful scene. I guess I never got bad vibe from it, because I just understood the break, and it was shot well.
I like it. I think it's very suspenseful that you don't, because the audience is playing too, right? We're all playing. Who is it? And it builds great tension.
There's also like people, internet sleuths or whatever, who say that in terms of the who is it, the guy is not actually in the diner, because you don't see much of the driver, but like at one point he like waves his arm. He's got like short sleeves, and like nobody in the diner has short sleeves, so I think he's probably outside. So like, I like that you never see him. Like, you see his boots, you see like a glimpse of his face maybe once, you see his arm, but it's just like, this is just a guy. Like, he's just like the devil. Like, this is basically, it's like Christine, like the self-driving like evil car, right? Like, it's just, this is not a guy in the truck. This is just like an evil truck, kind of.
Yeah.
The guy's a serial killer, and it's like he almost has like a magical truck. You don't see him refuel. Well, he does refuel, but like, the guy's like, he's just drive, like the license plates. Some people are like, oh, you need those for different states. But even Spielberg said those are victims of his. So like, He's just driving around the country.
Okay.
Cops, Spielberg said that. So I guess I take it from him about that. And then, he's just going around murdering people, and he seems really good at it, and gets a delight from it. Like, even I love when he helps the bus, because like, wait, what? Like, I bet he was just smiling about it. This guy always wanted to murder somebody. Would he have killed him if he passed him? Like, didn't pass him? If he just sat behind him on the road?
Like, in the very beginning, like, I think
was this preordained? Like,
I think the truck is waiting for someone to like test him.
Yeah, any possible way to cause a grievance from the driver. Yeah, I think if he wouldn't have passed him at the beginning, he probably wouldn't have picked him as a victim. But as soon as he did, he was like, murder. I got it.
Game on.
Yep.
Yeah, but I like that he's secretive, and I don't know. I think that makes it scarier. That'd be funny if it was Ted Levine. You could have a double joy ride.
I like not seeing the monster. Not seeing the monster is always good, right? Like, because anything that we would have seen if we would have picked a guy to make it this guy, then it's just worse. We know what it is. It's way more tense to not know who it is.
Yeah, I think one of the smartest things that Spielberg understands is like, not to show your monster, but he does it in an organic way. I think a lot of people watch Jaws and they're like, yeah, you just don't show your monster. So then they have plenty of money and time and they're not shooting on the ocean, but like, yeah, we're just not going to shoot our monster because that's what Jaws did. But I think he understood not to show much because it didn't work. And they kind of had to make it work, and the human characters got better because of it. And thus it made the shark scarier. And this one, the script said never to show him. So he understood that. And I think he took that lesson from Jaws during all like the delays they had. So I think, a lot of people have been like, yeah, because of Spielberg and Ridley Scott, you don't show your monster, but they didn't show your monster because they look like shit.
Right.
So I think he understands when and when not to, like, because this guy goes hard on certain things. Like you watch like, Lost World and all those movies. There's a decent amount of dinosaur action in those because the dinosaurs look awesome and he wants to show them. So, I mean, it's like he understands when to show your monster and when not to. It's not just like, yeah, you just don't show your monster. Like that's not what he went by, if that makes sense. He's very smart on how to show or not show his villains.
Do either of you think anybody watching this movie, I guess it would have been the reshoot, so in the theaters, when he's doing the school bus scene and the truck is gone, do you think anybody was just like, I wonder if that truck's coming back? Because there's a couple times in this movie where the truck just goes away. It's just like, is this the end of the movie? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I think every trailer of this movie, or if they heard about it, they're like, yeah, truck's chasing a dude. So if like the truck stops chasing him and then he goes and does his business deal and drives home to his wife, well, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they knew it was around the corner. It was like all the horror, like serial killers in horror movies, they disappear. Well, no, it's before a lot of those.
It'd be like, but, wow,
it feels very Halloween when you say that. Yeah, like it's very much like Michael Myers is always coming back, right?
Right.
Like, and as I was watching it, like, I didn't ever have a feeling like the truck was actually gone, because it does like follow the tropes of a horror movie that like this is just, you just don't see it right now, but like he's watching and knows what's happening. So as a first time watcher for me, I think that I always felt like the truck was coming back.
I do think it's funny though to think about like what Mark was saying. It's just like, man, like this truck chased this guy for half an hour. He had a sandwich at a diner for 20 minutes and then he closed the business deal. It was a weird movie.
And he drives back and his wife is just like, you can go deal with that guy now. It's like, yeah, I'll go get him. So then he goes and beats up Carl or whatever it was that.
Yeah, he takes it out. He takes out all the truck energy on that guy.
Yeah, and then just a nice theme song plays, and then you cut to the truck on the road turning on outside, their house.
Yeah,
You're like, oh shit, sequel.
I do like also apparently in court, according to Spielberg, he wanted to make sure that people knew that there was not a sequel. Like when they shot the truck going over the edge, the driver's door was open, and so because the guy had to bail out and he couldn't close the door as he bailed out, and they can only do it once, and so to make sure that people were like, oh no, he's still alive, like they showed the blood on the driver's seat. So just like, I don't know, man, he could still get cut and then run away, but I'm glad there's not a Duel 2.
Yeah, that would be. What would that be?
What if Ridley Scott's The Last Duel was actually a sequel to this? It's like there was Duel, and then this is The Last Duel.
It's like Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, and
Matt Damon,
and they're all telling the story from 3 different perspectives of what happened that day.
It's the driver, his wife, and the truck driver. Jodie Comer's like, I can't believe you didn't stand up for me at that party. To the king. And then he's like, I don't have time to deal with this shit.
Wait, who's the driver?
I guess Adam Driver?
Holy crap. They should make it Matt Damon. It should be Matt Damon.
I mean, Adam Driver has to be a driver of something.
Yeah, but if he's the villain and his last name's Driver, they should have the main. Does that make sense? What's less obvious? Him being the villain or being the he could be the husband.
I mean, does it also impact that he also was Enzo Ferrari?
No, Jodie Comer's the truck driver. Matt Damon is the driver, and then his husband's Adam Driver.
Ooh, progressive.
That's a fun one. Yeah.
And then Driver never drives. It's just Comer with like chewing tobacco.
I can see her
with like a trucker hat,
good. Yeah.
just like just spitting everywhere. And he's like, "Oh, son of a bitch." And then Matt Damon's like, "What? I go on some bad trips. Someone save me! No one's gonna save me." Sorry. McConaughey pulls up. Hey. I'm here to get you. No, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks shows up. Hey, get in the. I can't do it. Tom Hanks.
It's you had it, and then you bailed.
You had it. You were so close. You were very. I heard it. I heard it, and it was good.
It won't come back. But
I do think that if you said like one more word, it would have been like really Southern, like which isn't him. But like the way that you were starting before you faltered did sound like him.
Maybe one day. I was almost there. I like this movie we came up with.
The Last Duel. Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. I also think this movie does a really good job of showing like the absolute beating that an old car can take that new cars could not.
Oh yeah,
when he skids like sideways into the mountain.
No crumple zones at all.
Like, oh, my car would be dead. And he just like drives off. And it's just like, okay, yeah, it's fine.
Have any of you guys had like a serious tough? Like my brother had a Plymouth Volare, and that thing was like. The thing was that was a tank. It was just metal. It is
a tank. Yep.
And then I had a Ford Ranger, but the metal kind before they shifted, it was like a 98 Ford Ranger. That thing was just a brick, and to turn it was a nightmare, and I loved it. So I love those older cars and the beatings they could take. Like I think like a Hyundai or something like that on the road right now. It's not meant for that, but that thing would just blow up.
Yeah, the new cars are so dead.
I feel like the Oldsmobile that my mom got from her parents, when they got like a new Oldsmobile or whatever, but I remember this like really boxy, like silver one from like, it was the 90s. Like it wasn't the 70s because it was already probably on the way down in terms of that. But like in terms of cars that we had growing up, that feels like the one that's most like road ready, or you know what I mean? Like, or just could like actually survive a beating, but I don't know.
My dad loves old like 70s cars. So like I was always around a bunch of them. And yes, I can attest they're tanks, and he had a whole bunch of different versions of these. So
are you guys impressed with this truck driver, or is he just kind of a punk ass bully? Yeah,
I'm not impressed with him. I like it for the intimidation and the scare and the horror of it. If I was on the road, I would be really fucking annoyed with this guy. And I don't think I'd be confrontational with a truck on the road, so I would have sat at that diner for like a day and a half. And just like let this fucker, like he's not there long enough. Like a cheese sandwich is not what I would have ordered. It would have been like, can I get a coffee? I want a full breakfast. I'm gonna get a piece of pie before I leave. I'm gonna drag this fucker out as long as possible to try to let this guy get away from me.
Can I get a box of nails?
Yes, yeah, stuff like that. I would have hit a hardware store. That's a good call. Yeah.
I mean, he has a giant truck, presumably from hell. With like a souped up V8, a souped up diesel engine.
This truck that is full, carrying what appears to be gasoline, is faster than one man in a small car.
Yeah, there's something. Listen, there's not something mythical about it, but I'm gonna say there is. So I mean, he's just driving around harassing people. So it's kind of, people are like, oh, it's so frightening, but I just kind of think they're punks. Like that Hans Landa and Inglourious Bastards. That opening interrogation scene, everyone's like, "Oh man, he's so crazy." But like,
masterpiece.
He has the might of the German army behind him, and he's going to a little French village, and he already knows what's happening. He's just going in there to be a dickhead. So like, he's just like a guy who worked up through the ranks, and he can just take his little pleasures with like the might of the military behind him. He's just a jabroni to me. Great villain. Oscar was deserved, but I don't think there's anything like great about him. He just has the might of a giant force behind him, and he just goes into houses and acts. He just delights in like being cruel because he has that protection. I just think he's kind of a jabroni. Sorry,
I think the answer is no, but what you just said, Mark, made me wonder: could we see this movie? Could they make this movie from the truck driver's perspective? Like, would it be interesting at all to know like the bully?
I think only yes, if the car driver is actually insane. Like if the whole flip is that he is going nuts, the truck is just like, what is this guy driving like an asshole in front of me for? Like he passes me, then he gets behind me, then he's cutting me off. You know what I mean? Like from that perspective, yes. But if it's like the same setup where like the truck is evil and the guy is just crazy, or like is not crazy, then no, I don't think.
Like, would it be like a Maniac type thing where you see through the eyes of the guy?
I don't know. Like, could it work at all? Like, in any way?
Well, if Jodie Comer has a trucker hat and is wearing a very large vest and just she's smacking on jerky the whole time, yes. If it's one of the Cenobites from Mandy,
she's
sure.
dipping. You know what I mean? Like she's got to have like a big like lip
a spitter.
Of chew. Yeah.
A spitter too.
Yeah. And she has someone tied up next to her that she just keeps spitting on.
What?
That would just make it crazy.
Not a spitter, just a person.
Like
she says like
there's just a person laying there tied up, and she's just torturing them with like dip.
In saran wrap.
Yeah.
In saran wrap.
Is this going? And the person's like, ugh. Sorry. And then she stops at a truck stop and like a spa. And I was like, there's a whole scene. No, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the movie that would work. Jodie Comer with a trucker hat. But I don't know. Do you guys want to know who's in that truck?
No,
I think it loses the allure.
The scare is the not knowing. I'm just wondering if it could work.
I would like knowing how they drive, though. That'd be cool to know how that truck works. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, like I would like to see how they actually operate that thing on those roads. Like watch their driving style. So that could be neat, just as far as like a logistics thing. Like that'd be funny if they're going down the road and like, oh shit, am I gonna do this? Oh, just. Like, oh man, I almost ate it back there.
Here is a separate question, and I think that like it goes back to the horror thing. Or he said that like this was his version of a Godzilla movie, but instead of Godzilla, it was the tanker truck. What percentage of the audience? And I feel like this is maybe not something that happened in the 70s and 80s, but definitely became true in the 90s, where the audience was rooting for the villain. What percentage of the audience do you think was rooting for the tanker truck to win? Because, like, in the first Halloween, you don't want Michael to kill Laurie. But, like, by the time, like, Halloween 6 or whatever rolls around, the characters are so annoying by design because you're rooting for Michael Myers to kill them because you want to see blood and guts and mayhem. So you're not... If a Duel becomes a franchise or whatever... Like, the same way, like, I'm thinking, like, the first Godzilla, like, you're not rooting for Godzilla, but as time goes on, Godzilla kind of becomes the hero in certain points. You know what I mean? So, like, were people, do you think, rooting for... the trucker to win just because it'd be like funny for the bad guy to win?
That'd be amazing though. Like, imagine if he kills man and then you still don't see him, but he just walks and takes the license plate and you see the shoes and then walks away with the license plate as a trophy and then just drives away.
That's a great alternate ending. That's a really good alternate ending.
And then they're going to go kill more people.
I would watch more of these. I don't know, like for you guys saying like, oh, he made sure that you know that there's not going to be a sequel. Fuck it. I would watch 5 or 6 of these. Let it get weird. Like, like there's like a baby truck. Maybe somebody has like one of those like battery powered Jeeps or something. You know what I mean? Like power wheels. There's like one in training.
Baby Duel.
Like we could do the whole fucking
thing. The thing is just filled with blood in the back. Like it's fueled by people's like the oil. He does oil changes with people's blood.
Yeah, anything. How crazy are you gonna get at 6? Right? Like if you make 5 of these, by that point you're just gonna go off the rails.
He's chasing a NASA shuttle, like a rover on the moon. Just chasing that around.
According to the Letterbox page, the movie that's like most similar to this is The Hitcher, which I have not seen, which I want to see. Which fan favorite Garrett Smith gave 5 stars to. Awesome Wolf Southern Pass and feature guest gave 5 stars. Aaron Neworth gave 4 stars to.
I mean, Rutger Hauer poking C. Thomas Howell is great.
They remade The Hitcher too, which I have not seen that either. But like
that one's not great. I think they just do a 9 Inch Nail. There's one good scene with Sean Bean, and I like the rhyme where I think 9 Inch Nails is playing, and that's it.
And then the other movie it says it's similar to is like Breakdown, the Kurt Russell movie Breakdown, which I've also not seen.
Oh, you guys haven't seen okay. Breakdown's like a white knuckle thriller. This one's more of a horror movie. Like I think the difference is Hitcher is really fueled by Rutger Hauer and just the sadism that he brings on the screen because he's always interesting. Breakdown is like an expertly made 1990s thriller with Kurt Russell, but it's very just meat and potatoes, but it, like you guys know what white knuckle thriller, right? It's just like
but
it's not a horror movie. I would say this one's like a horror movie. I guess if I don't know if they're really similar, but like they're in the desert. There's a villain.
Actually, Mark, here's a question for you that we were originally going to ask every guest this lap, and then I just forgot.
Cane.
This is not that lap.
It's not that lap, bud. But I would still like to hear Mark's answer.
I was gonna say I want 2 questions. I thought it was the like, oops, we shouldn't have covered that lap, like because it feels like we are once again. I think every lap, Joe, kind of from here on out is like we're covering blind spots. So like we should have covered Duel like forever ago. We just didn't watch Duel.
Yeah.
And, whatever. Yep. So 2 questions for you, Mark. Number 1, what movie do you think we might not have seen that would fit sort of the aesthetics of the show? Do you think we should see? And then number 2, do you have a favorite like classic car movie? And we call that anything before the first movie. So anything before 2001, we consider classic car movie. So do you have a movie that you think we should cover that we maybe haven't yet? And then also, do you have a favorite classic car movie?
So are we talking about it features classic cars, or it's just a car movie that's great?
Loosey-goosey, however you want to answer.
And for like ones that we've missed, it's like maybe you just have a great movie with an actor that's in these movies that we haven't seen for some reason.
When I watch Ronin, and this is a very easy answer, but I remember watching it in a theater and just being like, this movie's got the juice. Like this movie is like I hate using the term, but meat and potatoes, like awesome chase scenes. I saw that in the theater, and like I think I saw it with my mom, and whenever my mom sees it, she's like, Ronin. And like Ronin rules, and it's just such like a interesting film, and De Niro's so good in it. He's just rolling around with Jean Reno, like that's a cool chase movie. And so, I would say that's my favorite car movie. And if you guys are looking for like a movie like a blind spot that's similar to this show that you haven't watched,
while you think about that, Margaret has not seen Catch Me If You Can. She says she needs
to. Oh,
to.
come on. Yeah, that one's
to,
a good
so that's
one.
good.
Good. Yeah. She'll like it.
Okay. I mean, you guys have watched like The Warriors, right?
We have not watched it for the podcast yet. And also James Remar's in that, right? So like we should.
Wait,
like there's
you guys haven't watched. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Because like, there's gangs in it, like Fast and Furious. It's very like street heavy. Like the original Fast and Furious, you could, I don't know, the streets, it felt good. They felt it on location. It felt very like street level. I would say The Warriors, guys. The Warriors.
I only watched it for the first time in the last like 3 years. And I remember saying to Joe, like, we have to watch this at some point.
That movie rocks. So that's mine.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it either. So
2 years ago, Feb of 24. I had never seen it before. But James Remar is the second billed actor.
Cool. Add it to our list of things that we need to... Sorry, Mark. We were just using you to outsource our list of movies we should cover. So.
I mean, I know there's not many... It's just so good, and it's just so
I'm trying to think, like, the issue that I think... The reason we haven't covered that yet is because... I don't know, like, what theme could that fit in?
Cruise? Like, you guys have your crew in this one.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like we have not done yet like a cops
assembled a team.
Lap.
Assembled a team lap.
Like the list that I have the most movies on that we have not done. No, we did do. We just there's so many more is heist movies, but we've already done a heist lap. But like there's so many good heist movies we have not done yet.
I'm trying to think of other movies. Oh, Driven, guys. Driven.
We did that for your show, Mark.
I know.
I'm not watching that movie again.
Oh.
I'm just going to write in all capital letters on this list, The Warriors, but I don't know where to... I mean, we'll just do it at some point.
Okay, how about Green Street Hooligans 2 with Scott Adkins? Wait, he's not in 2. Wait, Green Street Hooligans 3? Green Street Hooligans 3. My apologies.
A franchise I've never heard of, who have 3 films, 3 different directions. Elijah Wood and Charlie Hunnam in the first movie, and Claire Forlani.
My friend loves the first one. It's a soccer movie, right?
Yeah, it's a good one. I would have loved to have been in some hooligan fights back in the day.
I don't know anybody in the second movie. And the third movie, I think I know Scott Adkins, and that's it.
I think the entire state of Florida is as close as you've gotten to a hooligan fight. Like, it exists as a hooligan situation at all times, right? Like,
yeah, but like I've never been in a proper like 5-a-side like meet somewhere and then you just fight. Like, I would have loved that as a high schooler.
Mark, can you give me, going back to other movies, can you give us There's a theme I want to do, but I only have 2 movies for, which is man-machine hybrids. So I have Tetsuo the Iron Man, and I have Titan.
Oh, guys, Drive.
Like the Gosling Drive?
Yeah, no, the Drive 1997. Mark Dacascos is a super soldier.
Oh.
Toby has an advanced implant within him that gives him super abilities. And then when a group of Chinese try to capture him for the technology, he has to evade them at all costs. Drive is an incredible road trip movie with Brittany Murphy, Kadeem Hardison, and Mark Dacascos, and it rules.
This man-machine hybrids is definitely just like the E.T. on lap, right? Like that's...
Yeah.
I don't think Scott Adkins has ever been a man machine, but I'm telling you guys, Drive.
Scott Adkins. I mean, he is a machine and he is a man, right? So like he's always a man machine.
But does that make him a man machine, or does that just make him an upgraded man?
Is he a vehicle?
If I didn't think that it would break Joe's brain because it's so insane, and I mean like this, and not in terms of like film, just in terms of like the way it's edited and your drug-induced ADD, like Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning, we could do.
Oh man, that movie's nuts.
But like Joe, I like genuinely kind of think that your brain might not be able to handle, like, it hurt my head, and like my head's like, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah, sober.
Ways, but yeah. But that's a movie where it's just like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's not. It's crazy. It's Universal Soldier. Have you guys watched Universal Soldier with Dolph Lundgren?
No.
Oh man, I think Dolph Lundgren should get an Oscar nomination for that movie. I'm just putting it out there. And they're kind of corpses that have been brought back to life into hitmen, and then they need ice, and there's some JCVD butt in it.
Man, it's sad to me, like the way that Letterbox sorts things, like just by popularity. Like Dolph Lundgren's top movies are Aquaman and Minions: The Rise of Gru. It's like these aren't, like, that's where I think like where IMDb is just better. It's just like these are not Dolph Lundgren movies. But
I watched every Dolph Lundgren movie looking for front kicks.
Which is the best front kick?
Oh, Expendables 2. Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark texted me a couple of weeks ago a picture of him, maybe it was a couple of months ago, but him in class just and 4 brothers on the big screen. He's just like back punch. I was like, I remember that episode.
I got into a long conversation about back punches in cinema with my students. Because that's what we do.
As one does.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we go on tangents. So
I'm sure, but it works. I would love this class so much.
They get me talking, and then I kind of black out. And then like 20 minutes later, I realized I just went on this crazy tangent with them. And like, we're talking about like the weird, like we're talking about why Malibu's Most Wanted is like a masterpiece. And then 20 minutes goes by and we're like, I was like, I should be teaching you guys camera and lighting. And I've just been chatting about Malibu's Most Wanted for 20 minutes. So I'm like, okay, guys, so let's get the 3-point lighting going on here. Okay, let's get the bulbs. Let's look at the, what's the f-stop at? And I'm like, have you guys seen Son of the Mask with Jamie Kennedy? Not good. And then we just start talking about that for 20 minutes. That's what they learn about in my class.
I do the same thing at work with the students, and we're not talking about movies, but I will often do the same derailments of being like, have you ever seen this movie? Like, I think you'd really like it. And they're like, what are you talking about?
You have like beakers blown up. Blown up in the background. You're like, I know beakers don't happen.
Joe, other thoughts, other notes about Duel?
The only other thing that I really have in my notes is Chuck's Cafe, little nod to Dom Toretto's Market and Cafe.
Sure. Okay.
Like they're like this place called Chuck's, and I was like, oh, this could be Dom's. I didn't look it up, but I had a strong feeling that like the train might be one of the train from Fast and the Furious, just because I think that's also like a Southern Pacific train.
Okay.
So I have the like train number, but I didn't check if it was actually the train or not. I can go do that now. But that was something I was thinking about.
Have you guys ever kicked a tire before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Like the test.
Have you ever kicked a tire?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm gonna check the air pressure, and you kick it.
I've done it and pretending to do that, like I was like younger, but I mean, I've never actually done it to test the tire pressure, but I've definitely kicked tires.
You know what movie features the greatest tire kick ever?
No, tell me.
Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh,
my man, Oz from American Pie, Chris Klein walks into Moon Bloodgood's apartment. He's like, just all swarthy. Just watch his clips on YouTube. And he walks in and he kicks her motorcycle tire. And it was total improv, but like he's like, oh yeah, Bison walks through raindrops, and then he kicks a tire acting all smooth. It's the greatest tire kick you'll ever see.
Oh, where Kristen Craig plays Chun-Li. I do remember this movie existing.
I got drunk and I fell in the theater. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
You fell in the theater?
No, I got drunk and I fell asleep in the theater in Florida.
You fell asleep in the theater. Okay. Yeah. But I am excited for the new Street Fighter where Jason Momoa plays Blanca and 50 Cent plays Balrog.
Yeah, new Street Fighter's going to rule.
It's going to be really good. And Eric Andre plays cool. Don Sauvage. I don't know who that is.
That movie looks awesome, man. Presence is in there. That movie looks awesome. Also, my brother's wedding, real quick, my brother's wedding, I took everyone to this like dive bar that I used to go to, and a gigantic fight broke out outside. So I did have that going for me. Just want to let you guys know. So all the people, and we were like punching bags. It was a crazy night. I showed everyone a good time. And then these two kids were doing really good until they weren't. So I'm just going to put that out there.
Mark, do you have other notes, other thoughts about Duel?
No, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just
Don't be sorry. You're my favorite brother.
You're here on the most plot light movie we may have ever covered and may ever. Well, actually, no. Train arriving at La Ciotat Station, like that from 1897. That's got less plot than this, but not by much.
Hey, we stretched it.
We did stretch it.
I always tell people to bring me on for the episodes no one wants because I like that.
This movie was good though.
This movie rules. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Let's watch the trailer. I don't know if this is a trailer, like a British trailer for, I guess we'll find out, for the British theatrical release, or if this is a TV trailer. It's only a minute long. It's Duel 1971, original trailer, HD 1080p by HD Retro Trailers.
HD Retro Trailers. There's a new kid in town.
I think it's an old kid in town.
Is it? Okay.
Let me know when you guys have this queued up and you're ready to watch.
Oh, 1 minute. 1 minute even. I like it. Yeah.
The top comment says, I always watch this movie before I go on road trips. I feel like don't do that, but... All right. Are you guys ready to watch this trailer?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Whoa. Okay. Starting hot.
No voiceover.
These chases are so sick. These chases
no narration.
Are so sick.
Just says duel.
I do love that they show the speedometer and he's always doing like 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy looks insane.
Get out of the water.
So this must be the British trailer because that school bus thing was not in the original TV movie. There's the snakes and the spider. That, you think, is the Fast and Furious train?
It's not. I looked it up. The company never had the train that matches the train in the document that I got from last time.
I love that each horn you heard at the end there, every time you heard the horn, the word Duel came on screen.
That was a made-for-TV movie trailer.
No, but it's not for the original run, though, because the school...
I understand, but it still fit, like how it played out feels like this is in between, like, next Saturday. Like, you get this.
Okay. Maybe.
No, you don't think?
I don't know. I feel
it was a minute long.
I can also see that in a movie theater and being like, oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, one other thing, and Joe, I only made note of this in the trivia because of what we used to do and what we will do in a minute, but the number that Dennis Weaver gives his wife, he's like, the number here is this number, real number, like not a fake number. So like people could have called that then.
You mean that they just know that? Like somebody figured it out?
Well, I think he like reads the number like off the phone.
Off the phone booth, yeah.
Because it's not a 555 number, it's like a real number, and I guess like that's a local exchange or whatever, and so like it could be a real number. So like you could just call this like laundromat in California somewhere.
Mark, so we had a deal that whenever we do the minute, if I find a phone number like in one of the Fast and the Furious movies, Joey has to call it while we're recording. And he called one, and it was like this like car parts shop that was in California, and he's like, hi. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, did you know your phone number's in the Fast and the Furious? And he's like, yeah.
And then one other person was just like, no, okay. Like, people don't... we never got the right reaction. Like, it was never what we wanted. I think what we wanted was like, no, and that is so cool.
Yeah, and this guy was like, yeah, they kind of shot it around here, I guess. And I was like, okay.
You know that Aquabat song where he calls the guy up and he says that he's having a pool party and the kid loses his mind?
I fucking love that song, and I
Yeah.
love the Aquabats. Yes.
Yeah. I had a pool party with them once at the bar.
Are
I
you
worked at.
fucking kidding?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had to introduce all of my coworkers to the Pizza Day song. Like, cause what? You don't know that one?
Mm-mm.
Friday was Pizza Day, the best day of the week. It always, you don't know. Oh
I'll
god,
pull
that's
that
one of
up.
my favorites. Yeah, so we have like Wednesday conferences, and oftentimes they're pizza for conferences. And I was like, yeah, the Pizza Day song is incredible. That's my favorite Acrobat song.
Okay. I'll take a look. I'll listen to that soon.
Two other things I want to say about trivia before we go to the Letterbox game. The producers wanted the truck to explode in like a fiery explosion, and Spielberg's like, no, I want it to die like an animal. And he like fought for it and won.
Ooh.
And the sound that plays as it goes over the cliff is like a dinosaur roar that he then uses again in Jaws, because he's like, I love these movies and I want to use that sound again. But also they had like 6 cameras pointed at the cliff as the truck went over, because they could only do it once. They could only afford to do the truck once. And one camera just caught the entire thing. And so like the one shot of like the truck actually like falling all the way down is like really from one camera. He's like, that guy killed it.
Yeah, he called him out. He loved that shot too. That was awesome. And it
It's
came
amazing.
through the smoke or the dust. Yeah, that was awesome.
Vague spoilers for a theme we're not doing, but we opened the theme for Next Lap to the patrons, and nobody voted for stunts. But like, it reminds me of like Jackie Chan movies where it's like when he rides like a string of lights all the way down like 3 floors of a mall, and they're going to see it from like 4 different angles. It's like, can you believe this guy fucking did this thing? We're going to see every single camera that shot it, because like it is so cool. Like, it's like the opposite of that. It's just like, we got this crazy thing on this one camera, we're going to show you the entire thing soup to nuts.
Also, the DP needs props. He shot like 500 movies, and I bet you when Spielberg got him, the guy could just work. And I bet you he's a great asset to Spielberg on
I
the
didn't
set.
see like things that I knew of him though.
Yeah, but he had like 6 movies release a year, so the guy
Jack
could just
A. Marta on Letterbox has 135 credits.
Yeah, he could burn and churn, and I think Spielberg needed that. Like those TV guys are fast. Like that's why those Christmas movies hire a bunch of soap opera people, because they can just churn them out.
Yeah, that's its own art.
Yeah.
So I respect it too.
Yeah.
Okay, Letterbox game. For reference sake, Mad Max Fury Road, one of the most popular films on Letterbox, has been seen by 2.9 million people. Duel, from 1971, directed by Steven Spielberg, the most bizarre murder weapon ever used, good tagline, has been seen by how many people? How many people on Letterbox.com have logged Duel?
It's a Spielberg movie.
Yep.
Letterbox is for movie nerds. It has to be higher than what I think it is. But also it's old. I don't know. Give me like 125,000 to start.
Okay, Mark, what do you think?
56.
You're both too low.
Okay. How about 175? 175,000.
256.
You're both too high, but Joe's pretty close. So one more guess.
Lower
Lower than 175.
Yeah, 159.
156.
166.
Ooh.
166,000. Average rating of a 3.8, most commonly a 4, then a 3.5, then a 3. How many of those 166,000 people have this in their top 4 favorite films of all time?
I bet. Okay, movie nerds, factor that in. Only 166,000. Okay, but even still, give me like 375.
Okay. Yeah, for reference, the number it quote unquote should be, based on our math, is 166. It's 0.1%, right? So you said 366, so basically double that, right?
Yeah.
Mark, what do you think it is?
8.
8?
Yeah.
You're both too low.
Okay, give
Gotta
me...
go higher than 366.
I took a gamble there. Didn't pay.
514 people.
656.
In between. One more guess.
563.
555.
568. 568 people have put this in their top 4 favorite films. We're going to go to AJ Black.
I just saw the number 568 like an hour before we recorded, and I
In what
remembered
context?
seeing it. I'm not telling you, but I saw that number. It was no, actually, it was, sorry, it was like a customer number, or like an order number of something.
Okay.
And like the first three numbers were 568, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I like made note of it, and now it was that. That's weird.
This guy's review is very long, but he gives it 5 stars. But AJ Black, top 4 favorite films. Duel is his number 2 favorite film of all time.
Bullet.
No, there's no other car movies here. But there is another Spielberg movie.
Okay. Jurassic Park.
Mm-mm.
Jaws.
Mm-mm.
E.T.
Mm-mm.
Sugarland Express.
Mm-mm.
Raiders.
Close.
Temple of Doom.
Oh, The Terminal.
No.
Not Crystal Skull.
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade is this guy's favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Duel number 2. Numbers 3 and 4. We could probably weasel both of these into the podcast. 3 is a movie that, Joe, you and I both love, and Mark, I assume you love as well. 4 is a movie I don't like, but I think that I would love when I see it again.
That's obviously Step Brothers.
No, I like that movie.
Oh, that's
Big
right.
Lebowski?
You did like...
No, these are neither of these are comedies. One of these is a thriller, and one's like thriller horror, and one's action thriller.
Silence of the Lambs?
Good
No,
guess.
no. One's from the 80s,
Thriller.
one's from the 90s, though.
Fatal Attraction.
No.
Action, thriller, and a thriller with action?
Thriller horror and action thriller.
And one's from the 80s and one's from the 90s. Aliens? Predator?
No.
Thriller?
I was going to go Scream. No, but you said, like, okay.
The
not Scream.
Fugitive?
Mm-mm.
Striking Distance? Okay, Mark, do it. Okay.
This one movie has been... Okay, so there's
They
the
like
one that I'm doing,
so they like
thriller.
Duel and Last Crusade, and then they like
horror thriller has been seen by 4.2 million people.
and it's from the
4.2
80s.
is a lot.
The other one's only been seen by 400,000 people.
Is it like The Thing? Something like that?
No.
Poltergeist?
No.
Horror thriller by
Halloween. Something real gentle.
No.
Horror thriller.
The tagline, which
Give
is
us
not going to
something.
help. I never knew the tagline for this movie. I don't think it really has a tagline. A masterpiece of modern horror. I'm only sharing that because it is not helpful.
It's from the 80s?
Mm-hmm. A movie that Joe and I love. Mark, I assume you love
Nightmare on Elm Street?
it. No.
Horror.
Joe, this is a movie that your wife had to come around on, but now she loves.
What was it? Not The Shining.
The Shining.
Oh, that
It
makes
is?
sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
She didn't
80.
like the... Yeah, she didn't like The Shining. Dude, I just saw it in theaters in IMAX, Mark, when it re-released for like 35 year. It was so fucking good.
That movie rocks.
I love The Shining.
And then number 4, it's the third in a franchise, directed by the same guy who did the first movie.
And this is 90s now.
Mm-hmm.
For third in a franchise directed by the guy who did the
I
first
don't
one.
like this movie, but people love this movie.
Third in a franchise by the guy who directed the first one.
Mm-hmm. Action,
Is it-
thriller.
Final Destination 3.
Lethal Weapon 3?
No, Mark is much closer. It's not horror.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
action thriller.
Action thriller. Yeah.
It's kind of in ways like a direct sequel to the first movie after the second one did not do as well. It was originally, like our headcanon for Fast 5, originally, but this is actually true, going to be a different movie that was adapted to become a sequel to
Oh,
this
Die
other
Hard
movie.
with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't like
Yep.
that movie, but I'm sure that I would like it when I see it again. But I'm just like, no, that doesn't feel like Die Hard to me. I don't like him all sweaty and stuff.
It's a good picture.
I'll see it again. But yeah, AJ Black's top 4: Last Crusade, Duel, The Shining, and Die Hard: The Vengeance.
You guys want to know what my top 4 is right now on Letterbox?
Yes, please. Tell me.
I don't even know what I put. Let me look. Oh, I have Fist of the Condor, Baby Assassins 3, Plane, and Sisu.
Okay, the original Sisu.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fist of the Condor, Zorar, Baby Assassins 3, OMG, Plane, hell yeah, Sisu. Legit.
shout out to what was the movie? It's not Baby Assassin, but it's the other similar
Killer.
one. Yeah,
Rules.
Ghost Killer is so good.
Yeah. Very good movie.
Ghost
I
Killer's
love that
great.
flick.
Anyway, Mark, thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, it's
Thank
good.
you always, brother.
No, man. Shoot, I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. I don't take it for granted. Happy to talk with you guys.
What would you like to plug, promote? Where can people find you? What can people listen to? What can people go to? This will be out in a week.
How can I sign up for your film class?
Yeah, go to SAE in Atlanta. Sign up. You can get an AA degree, national accredited thing. Let's see. Movies on the Flicks podcast, and then Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. You can listen to those. I had a bunch of like top of 2025. We have the Everybody Wants Some episode releasing in a few weeks with Joey that I recorded.
Nice.
And then I figured out how much the game cost. So I'll be dropping that soon.
Oh, yeah.
How much the game in the movie The Game with Michael Douglas that I just brought up?
Yeah.
You did the math for fucking genius. Dude, I sold everyone on your Barbarian fucking thing too. I made everyone go watch Barbarian and then read your article on it too.
So. Oh man, I forgot I did that one. That was fun. I love that one.
I tried to help Mark with the game research, and because I basically was like, oh, I have the 4K. I can see if I can see this number, and I couldn't see the number. So like,
that's good.
In not helping, I basically allowed this to be a thing because he's like, if I know what this is, there's no game.
So I know it's 6 figures.
That's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of work. So I just finished the novelization. I just bought the novelization.
Oh god damn! Wow.
I highlighted. Oh hey. Yeah, so I took notes and then I read the script and then I watched the movie and I listened to all the commentaries and behind the scenes, and it's very thorough. And I could work on it forever. Someone asked me to do it 7 years ago. And I just keep dragging my feet on it, so I need to get it out there. But it's so big.
This is like one of my favorite movies. You have me irrationally hyped for this, so I'm very
SAG
excited.
contracts, cranes, EMTs, taxi cabs, and I got to get all the 97 prices and they transport him from probably Lake Tahoe to Mexico. So while he's drugged, so you presumably need an ambulance to keep him leveled.
An anesthesiologist on deck, right? You have to have some kind of medical assistance.
And then
right?
he has gigantic paintings in his house that they take down. So you got to take the frame down, take the painting, move it to a climate controlled place, put it back up, reattach the frame. That's incredibly, and that vanity breakaway glass isn't cheap.
No,
they got to replace that. And that banquet's gigantic, and there's squibs and there's stunt people and there's permits, and it's a lot of work. And there's SAG actors.
I cannot wait to go downstairs and tell my wife that this is what you're doing, because she's also going to be so geeked about it. I'm itchy to tell her.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
So yeah, hopefully that'll be out. Hopefully I don't keep sitting on it. This is good motivation to actually get me to release it. So
it's going to go fucking crazy. Well, I don't know. I'm biased. I love the game, so I want to read it so bad.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be nice. I'm thinking about maybe recording a podcast about it to explain it, but then I got to edit that podcast episode, and I've already put in enough work, and I'll be dragging my feet, so we'll see. But I had a good time with it, and I think the price is good. I think it's really well. Hotel Nico suites, Ritz-Carlton suites, prices and tires, tow trucks, extras, dogs, pickpockets, camera systems, bespoke clowns.
Yeah, clowns, yeah.
City club memberships, flights, hotels, pre-pro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Well, we will let you go. Our next episode is...
I feel good. Thank you, guys. I feel good. I feel really good.
Good.
I'm glad. We feel good, too. Our next episode of Life in the Fast Lane. Between now and then, our patrons will get a bonus episode we just recorded of Six Pack from 1982. I also want to give a shout out to our patrons, Alex, Ellen, and Justin Kleiman, Brian Rodriguez of High School Slum Report. Actually, Uncle Francis the Wine Cellar, mentioned earlier in the episode. Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Renato, Di Donato, Michael McGann, Lade Middleton, who picked Six Pack, Lindsay Lewandowski, Jason Rain, Tom Price, Josh Buckley of Whole Lot of Wolves, Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Tara Newman, Aaron Willows, and Adley Absolute, Randy Carter, Alex Walsh, Jack Haley, Dale Cox, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. If you want your name on that list, go to toofast2forever.com. And for all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/toofast2forever, or at toofast2forever, mostly just on X. Email us, family@cageclub.me. We'll read those emails in the next episode. Check out our Patreon page at toofast2forever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop. George Pickens, great year. Buy a t-shirt. Support him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he doesn't see any of the money. We barely see any of the money, but, support him anyway. And come back next week for Life in the Fast Lane number 62. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And that was Mark. What about my snakes, Hofmeyer? And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.